Hello friends, welcome to another stock veil video. Our guest in this video is Coinbase Global stock, that is, with the ticker symbol COIN. Now, for this stock, as always, we will first ask our questions, and by finding the answers to these questions, we want to make an analysis for you with the flavor of a nice educational video. First of all, question 1, why is the stock rising? When we look at it, Coinbase stock has been in a downward trend for a long time. It was in a downward channel. How much value has it lost from its peak downwards approximately? There is a loss of value of about 68%, and in fact, when we look at the weekly chart, we can see that the RSI is also around the 30 level here, and a reaction is coming from here. So, if the RSI has dropped on the weekly chart as well, a reaction movement should come from here in the RSI chart. Generally, this is estimated to be the buyer zone. When you look at the indicator, we see that the direction has now volumetrically turned from red to green, and as of right now, we see that we are in a short-term mini uptrend, and although we have dipped below the 200-day moving average, our direction is upward. This week it is showing levels like 213.39 here, which is a level we couldn't surpass for a long time. Today we went above it for the first time. If we stay there, our upward entry towards the 200-day moving average will probably continue this week. The value increase in the stock last Friday and today is around 20%. If you want, let's show you one by one how we determine things here, what the critical levels in the past were, as we said. As you can see, we can roughly draw some main support and resistance levels here. Stocks generally complete their reversals from these support and resistance levels anyway. Now, when we draw them like this, we see that our supports and resistances can be much more meaningful. What is the current technical outlook? When we look at the daily chart, we are staying below the 200-day moving average. What does this mean? We see that every uptrend is evaluated as a selling opportunity, and while the stock is in a downtrend, buying becomes weak after a point and returns to selling. However, we currently see that we haven't made new lows in the downtrend in the time past since October 10th, which shows, as I just mentioned, that there is a short-term uptrend. We see that this uptrend will probably reach the 200-day moving average again, that is, the 230 level. What are our support and resistance levels? As of now, our supports appear to be $214, $163, and $144. Our resistances, on the other hand, can be at the $260, $306, $350, and $385 levels. We have targets. Now, of course, there are two different strategies here again. What is one of them? The 200-day moving average, if it draws this movement. The price action may come and have a tendency to return from here again. This is the first possibility, which we can already see within the trend line we will show here. For example, our opening and closing price tomorrow, or tomorrow's price movements, could go up to the $229, $239 levels. In fact, our path could even reach up to $246, maybe after that. There could be a slight pullback. As you can see, when we examine the weekly chart, let's clear the price movements here, since we got out of the 200-day in the first stage. The 100-week average is shown with a yellow line. Prices will come up to here anyway when you look at it. Since we inadvertently made a bottom here in November and December from previous price movements, this level ahead of us will also act as a resistance zone. So the 233 level will be both as resistance and because it will come from the average, these situations can get complicated. What could be the risk scenario? The risk scenario after this could be the $239 and $260 levels. Let me draw it for you like this so it makes more sense. Look for instance at this region, and those regions. There have already been slight pullbacks. Since we are also stuck here, our price movements will probably last up to 260. If 233 pulls back and from there maybe the stock goes up, it looks like there's a chance of reversal right now. Frankly, I don't expect a pullback from here. Maybe very rarely there could be a pullback like this, and after that, our direction can continue upwards again. Now we come to our best question, the best questions of these videos. What would I do if it were me? If it were me, actually this region, let me draw it for you like this from 213 and between the 216 levels. If we happen to pull back, I would make a purchase. I mean buy the stock and wait for this movement, from which the profit it could bring me might look like a 48% return from the price movement. However, for this strategy to work, my Friday closing price needs to be above the 213, 214 level. What does this mean? Friday closings, weekly closings. Since the beginning of last March, price movements have been trying to go above the 200-week average, but they cannot. Look at the white lines here. If you've paid attention, it already can't go above the purple line shown by the 200-week average. Yes, we have a trajectory this week, tomorrow, or the day after. As we first said, we can be pulled up to the 239s, and on Thursday or Friday they might pull this stock back down. Let's see. Will these prices happen? Will these analyses come true? Since I think that if the stock price makes a Friday closing price above 233, it will carry us upwards again up to 350, 385. If you have watched up to here, if you have supported us, first of all, I want to thank you. If you want more videos like this and others to come, you can subscribe to our channel and like the video. If you have any questions in your mind, you can also share them with us in the comments section. And we can try to be beneficial and helpful to you as much as we can, wishing you all great profits.